Welcome back to Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Last time we finished the first trial map, Hillside Battle, and now we're moving on to the second one. This island's actual name is Kellum Island, but everyone forgot that, so now it's just called Lonely Isle. I'm sorry. This is a defend chapter, and apparently we're fighting Dayan soldiers, but they don't look like Dayan soldiers. I said it before, I find this map to be one of the hardest to get a AAA rank on personally. You're guaranteed an A rank for Tactician, because the map always takes exactly 8 turns. But for Battle, you need to kill 55 enemies, which in only 8 turns, against a whole bunch of pretty high defense Wyvern Lords that like to attack you in 1-2 range, so they don't die on the enemy phase, it can get a little annoying. So I've actually brought my phone for this, and I'm going to be using that as a counter to count the number of enemies I kill. So let's go. So as you can see, we're fighting Ravens and we're fighting Wyvern Lords. They are the only 2 types of enemies we have here. You might also notice that we have Ballistas, and yeah, you can't let the defend point get seized, but really that's the least of your worries here. We've got a bunch of killer Ballistas here that have 5 shots each, but I'm going to need to deploy Shinnon or Rolf in order to use them, and I'm not really sure that's all that worth it. Now, the Ravens up here are actually quite difficult to double by a lot of characters. I mean, actually, they're not that hard to double, but the ones with 25 speed definitely can be. Yeah, you need 29 speed to do that. And these Wyvern Lords, a lot of them have some really high defense. In fact, you have cap defense, yeah. So, killing off these things is kind of difficult. Especially when they have spears. Also, we don't have a lot of room to work with, so let's see who we bring here. We have 11 deployment slots. No Alincia, I'll probably need Mist. I guess I'll go for Nephne. Definitely want Jill. Strong Flyers are nice here. Raisin might be a liability here since it's very hard to protect him. Definitely want Soren because he's one of the only people capable of killing the Wyvern Lords quickly. Don't think I'll need Gatry here either, really. And definitely want Naesala. But other than that, really, that's all I kind of want here. Now, remember how I said before that Largo helps out a lot in some of the trial maps? If you have a trained Largo, he can go out into the middle of the ocean and fight the enemies there. That really helps. I've actually had a decent Largo fighting this map at least once. Also, I didn't explain this in the first trial map because I felt like I already had to go over some of the other features, and there are only 5 of these bonus characters, so 6 trial maps, I'd have to not give an explanation for one of them. So I thought I might as well do that for the first map. But there are 5 secret characters for the trial maps. These characters are unlocked by beating the game a set number of times. And before you ask, no, you can't just load an endgame save and beat endgame again. Believe me, many people have tried. Also, Ileana 777, that's kind of funny. And also 3 times 7 HP, that's kind of a weird coincidence. But anyway, back to what I was actually saying. You unlock these characters by beating the game a set number of times, and their stats are always fixed, they have no growth rates, they can't level up, and the first of these I'll go over now. Yep, it's this guy.
You are permitted to fully admire the beauty called Oliver.
I'm sorry for subjecting you all to that image again. But, you know, memes. Also, I made all of that character info up. Oliver's profile is not in the Path of Radiance art book. But anyway, Oliver is the first trial map secret character in Path of Radiance, unlocked by beating the game 3 times. And he's pretty terrible. Really, the only reason to use him is for the lol factor of using Oliver. He comes with his normal mode stats, sadly not his ridiculous maniac ones. He might have actually been pretty usable if he had those, but no. Which means he has 9 magic. He is not going to be healing or hurting very effectively. And the rest of his stats are equally horrible except for luck and resistance. He does come with an A rank in both Staves and Light Magic, because they're the same thing in this game, which does let him use some pretty good Staves, but he's not going to be that effective of a healer. He does come with Nosferatu, so that's an extra one of those if you're using Rice. And if the epilogue file you're using for the trial maps didn't train Rice, Oliver is your only way to use Light Magic, which isn't exactly a point in Light Magic's favour. Sadly for him, Oliver is not the true pinnacle of beauty in this game. Note that I haven't listed growth rates for the trial map characters. Some of them do have growths listed in the game's data, but as you can't gain experience in the trial maps, there's no point in showing them. Trial map secret characters' stats never rise above their bases. Not going to be using him for this map because he's pretty much useless, but what I might do here is... Actually, wait, the second full guard from a bonus character is not necessary because there aren't going to be anyone who's effective against flyers. There aren't going to be anyone who's effective against flyers. Yeah, nice grammar, me. Okay, so Jill, though, is going to go ahead and she's going to take that Hortclair that I made. Really should have used that in the first trial map. I'm kind of annoyed I didn't. Miss Sonic Sword might be useful too. Actually, Naesala might be a bad idea because he has Provoke and no 1-2 range. Now, this few characters, though, means fewer kills in the player phase, but really enemy phase kills are what matters. I could bring Gatry, I'm just really worried that he won't be able to double things enough. But then again, your face could do some decent damage. That's a weird sentence, but yeah, I guess it makes sense in this context. I could bring Titania. Yeah, let's bring Titania. She just has a short axe. Do I have any spare tomahawks? Jill's got one of them. I think Jill's fine for now. So, repositioning, Naesala is pretty much going to hold off all the crows here by himself. Whether that counts as a backstab or not, I'll leave up to your imagination. The main story is over, so I'm going to be stopping the backstab count. And now, since I'm not using Gatry, I might as well trade over his spear to Nephany. So let's go ahead and do that. Soren's fine on weapons, and he does have healing as well. Kind of another attempt here, because I did fail this once, I fully expected to. This time, though, I've actually swapped in an extra Tomahawk on Jill from one of the trial map characters. One I haven't actually covered yet. You can probably tell who it is. But yes, I've got an extra Tomahawk on her, and I'm not bringing Titania this time, because she actually was a pretty big failure last time. So let's begin. Now, for this, I also have up on my phone a calculator app that I'm going to be using as a counter to track the number of kills that I'm getting here, because I'm actually going to need to. This is probably the only trial map where I'll need to do that, but yeah, I'm actually going to be counting kills here. Now, neither of you can reach the shore, so I'm going to have to strategically position people so that I get the maximum number of kills I can. Yeah, you can't really reach the shore either, so I can potentially get... That's 3 if Soren stays in the center portion. 3's probably the best that I can get with Soren this turn. So I'm going to have Ike go down near him. Equip Ragnall, Mist stays there. And as for what Nephany will do, Nephany can't get attacked by any of the crows because she won't kill them. And I don't want her to get attacked by things like that, because she also won't kill them. Except you're a close-range only one. They are a very rare luxury on this map, close-range only enemies. But let's... Guess we can start off with the 9-use Tomahawk. Jill actually does take quite a bit of damage on this map, so I need to worry about her dying. I do have 2 extra uses of the Ashura Staff, and I'm totally fine with breaking it here. Also, I'm totally fine with Jill getting guard there. I almost said cancel, but I stopped myself. Almost said cancel. But I will have to train myself to not say guard in the next game. Guess I'll equip that for the higher crit rate, and Soren will just stay there with his indignation. I'm so glad I introduced many of you to that amazing instance of voice acting. Okay, so, yeah, getting 55 kills here, the Wyvern Lords are the main problem because they're just so bulky and most of them love to attack you with spears and then fly away due to Canto. But, okay, going for Ike then. Which means he probably needs to crit to get a kill here. The Ravens are basically easy kills, especially on the last turn. Just before the last turn, a bunch of maybe 14 Ravens spawn from both the left and right-hand sides of the map. And they're great for increasing your kill count just enough to get your last few kills. I almost feel like maybe I shouldn't be bringing Nephany to this map either. She's a little weak as well. Doesn't do a good job of killing the Wyvern Lords, and just barely doesn't have enough speed to double a lot of the throws. Like, why is her speed cap 26? That's kind of low. She could easily reach higher. If she gets into Wrath, she'll do a decent job of killing the Wyvern Lords, but usually I need to heal her before then because she's actually kind of in danger of dying to them sometimes. Okay, there's Wrath, but like I said, I might want to heal her because one hit and she's done, and that's not a good place to be here, and that is one dead Wyvern Lord, so let me increment the counter. And this will probably be a dead Raven as well. The Ravens all just died in Naesala. There's no question Naesala just instantly kills any of the Ravens. As I said, whether or not that counts as a backstab is entirely up to you. But since the main story is over, I'm going to stop counting that, so that is 2. I won't be filling you in on every single Raven kill, well, every single kill in general, but I will be filling you in sometimes. We have to get 55 kills in only 8 turns. Thankfully, this map can't be ended early if all the enemies die. It's one of the benefits, I guess, in this situation of Path of Radiance Defend chapters not being able to be ended early most of the time. That is what I actually wanted. I wanted most of you to attack Sorin. And now Mist is standing on the defend point because if she gets killed, the defend point is open, but at that point I've lost my AAA rank anyway, so I have to restart. So it doesn't really matter to me. Although she does have kind of a high chance of being hit by some of these enemies. Also, lol lens flare. That's not a kill though. And pointless guard. Once again, I almost said cancel, but I stopped myself. I still don't know why they did like what they did with the naming there, because it is called Kyansaru in Japanese, and they went back to calling it Cancel in Radiant Dawn. I guess because there was a skill called Guard there that was much more suited to being called Guard. Because it actually... But as I've said before, I don't think I've ever seen the Radiant Dawn Guard skill actually work. Okay, now we have a bit of a problem. I want as many of these guys to go for Naesala as possible, because Nephany is not going to double a lot of them. But going there with Naesala also means that the Wyvern Lords were likely to attack him, because of him lacking 1 to 2. And Nephany can't even get to any of them and make use of her Wrath, dang it. Now, I would finish you off with Ike, but the problem is I need Sorin to be in support range of Ike at all times here. Sounds like these when I really wish Sorin had Provoke, but he does not. It was just too fun using the Provoke Wrath Resolve combo against Ashnard. Okay, that's another one down, but like I said, I really want most of them to attack Sorin this turn, even though it's likely they probably won't. I guess I can go in front of Mist to take a little bit of pressure off of her. And if Jill goes there, I mean, Jill won't double a lot of the crows unless... See, Jill has a better speed cap than Nephany does, which is pretty weird, seeing as she's not in a very speed-focused class. 1 use left of the Tomahawk. Might as well eliminate one of the spear enemies. That was almost a mouthful. That's 7 according to my count. Tomahawk broke, but she has another one, thankfully. There's unfortunately nowhere Nephany can go without things potentially not dying, but anyway, I'll just go for Fortify. Obviously not going to move Mist. This might actually be bad, because Naesala, I feel like the Ravens aren't going to go for him this turn, and I need Naesala to be killing as many ravens every turn because that's his... As many ravens as possible, I mean. Because that's his main job here. And now he's a little too far to the right to be luring in ravens from the left. Although there are going to be raven reinforcements coming from the top right-hand corner very soon. So if he gets up there quickly, then that's good. And is that... Yes, that's another death. So that's 9. Again, my count could be horribly wrong. But... we'll see. And Kanto is always incredibly annoying here. I'm really hoping that I don't end up with 54 on the last turn, and then the last one of them Kantos away when I can't kill it. That would be painful. And yeah, the enemies here are pink wyverns, which is not really typical of Daein enemies, even though the blurb of this chapter said they were Daein. None of these are really canon or anything like that, but it is kind of weird that they do that. There's only one map where they do look like Daein enemies. And the enemy AI does seem programmed to go for whoever is least likely to kill them. It almost feels like the AI of trial map enemies. I was really hoping for that, because now I can kill counter again. The AI of trial map enemies is a little better than the AI of enemies during the main story. It's kind of strange why they do that. Actually, that's one thing. I was reading a set of notes for Path of Radiance speedrunning, and something said that the AI behavior of enemies is different on the English version as compared to the Japanese version, and I'm not sure exactly how that is. It didn't really elaborate. But like, I wonder if the trial maps use Japanese AI and the main story uses like slightly dumbed down AI in the English mode version. Finally, things are attacking Soren. So you guys are a little more accurate than the spear, so this might... Nope, didn't hit. And I'm just going to preemptively increment the kill count because there's no way you're surviving. Up to 12 now. A little over a fifth of the way there. But there are going to be more enemies. And now up to 13, because, like I said, Ravens instantly died in Naesala. Because he's good at backstabbing. Although, admittedly, though, his own countrymen are some of the few people he does care about, so he really shouldn't be good at killing ravens, but anyway. I forget if the water looks better in Radiant Dawn or not. I think it does, but Radiant Dawn, I just realized... Radiant Dawn doesn't really have much in the way of sea chapters. Path of Radiance had the obligatory ship chapter covered, and Radiant Dawn has another obligatory type of Fire Emblem chapter covered, which you'll no doubt be seeing when we get there. I kind of want Naesala to go the bare minimum distance to... Actually, no, that won't be the bare minimum, because then these... Actually, no, these ravens are really hard to lure. So he's going to go there for now. But the initial waves of enemies are almost gone. But Soren will still need to stay around here a bit for the... in preparation for the next waves. You know, I feel like Mist is going to have to hit this guy and then run. Yeah, that's a somewhat decent hit rate, especially when 2 hits will kill her, so... kind of worried there. And that's a crit! So yes, I actually did get to show a miss crit on camera. Because you did get a crit in an attempt of chapter 28 that I didn't end up using. Oh, and I forgot to increment the kill counter for that one, so 14 in this makes 15. And you're not doubling that. I guess I can try and get a kill here or an adept here. And I got a critical. Good, so that's 16. And I guess Ike can finish you off. So that will make 17. And then, did that one Raven get weakened? Now I think about it, I probably should have put Blizzard on Soren rather than Bolting, because that's effective against all the enemies here. And effectiveness bonus actually kind of means something with the 13 Might Blizzard Tome. And yeah, that is unfortunately not enough. Kind of thought you'd do that. Getting to bring Jill down a little bit because there are quite a few Spear Wyvern Lords incoming. Of these Wyvern Lords, I believe only one of them doesn't have a spear. And these Ravens have a lot higher of a chance of hitting Soren, but despite that, they're kind of weak and winning kill count preemptively because you're definitely gone. I guess I'll update you on the kill count at the end of every enemy phase. How does that sound? Now, are you one of the ones that gets doubled by Nephany or doesn't get doubled? Let's find out. Come on. Doesn't get doubled. Dang it. Which is sort of the majority of them, really. I almost feel like I should have brought Stefan rather than Nephany, but nah, Stefan would get destroyed by the Wyvern Lords. Okay, didn't get doubled by Soren. That's very surprising. But just because not all of you get doubled by Nephany doesn't mean not all of you get critical by Nephany. And this is what I was aiming for, exactly. Like I said, the crows are pretty much easy kill count here. Especially at the very end. I feel like the last swarm of crows that spawned is pretty much... like, they're all just free kills, really. And it's really a mercy to help you reach the 55 kill quota. I was actually worried for a moment that I simply wouldn't have enough flyers to meet the kill quota here, or at least flyers with 1 to 2 range weapons. Because this is a lot easier if we have a trained Marsha or Tanith, as well as Jill. Much easier. Although even then, they're not that effective against the Wyvern Lords, thanks they're massive. Unless you have like a really, really good magic Marsha with the Sonic Sword or something. And Naesala helps a lot here, as does, well, Wrath Resolve or Wrath Vantage Largo in the water really helps too. I'm trying to think if Tiban is at all good here. He doubles some of the crows, but not all of them. Now, I feel like I can safely... Okay, Naesala doesn't actually kill that, though. Let's just try weakening you and then cancelling away with Jill and then having Naesala finish, and that will guarantee all 3 of those crows die. Because there's soon going to be another massive batch of crows coming from the top left-hand corner of the map. That is still an Naesala kill, I'm pretty sure, so missing there doesn't really matter. Pretty sure that's still a Naesala kill. Yeah, Naesala's accuracy is pretty crazy as well, so not too worried about him missing many things. Don't know if I mentioned it, but Tiban and Naesala's beaks are counted as a different type of weapon to the generic Raven and Hawk beaks. In fact, I can prove it right now. 8 might, 95 hit, as compared to 7 might, 90 hit. So a little bit better, and same goes for Tiban's beak. In Radiant Dawn, they're referred to as, like, Great Talon and Great Beak. In fact, only in the English version. That's actually kind of a Woolseyism, to quote TV tropes. Because in the Japanese version, they're just called, like, Beak, in brackets, Naesalas. Kind of like, instead of Eclipse, the Black Knight's Luna in that game is called Luna, in brackets, Black Knights. They really should have kept Eclipse for heroes and not called it Black Luna, because that's what it's supposed to be. I'm really looking forward to talking about how that skill works in Radiant Dawn, because it's one of the most hilariously dumb skills in the entire series. It's just the very definition of overkill. Yeah, let's just only lock in the ones there, and let's see if I can't quite do that, but I can have Ike go over here, get rid of you, and then Soren might be able to lure some of them. It would be really great if all of them dogpile Soren. Again, it would be great if Soren had provoked, but no. But it was worth it for... Okay, so one of you can attack Ike, but that's probably fine. And is there anyone who... What the heck? Not that I really care about uses on this at this point in the game. Okay, now let's hope... I think you were the only one who could go for Ike. Hope I haven't missed anything on the kill count. I'm currently sitting at 23. Here we go. Now I just need to hope that dodges cooperate. And kill count +1. This will also be kill count +1. Definitely kill count +1. This is why Forged Thunder Tomes are really fun. Even more so in the Japanese version with the critical glitch. And Radiant Dawn, I forget how fun Forged Thunder Tomes are because I barely ever Forged Thunder Tomes in that game because Thunder got nerfed horrendous. Oh, that's not good. Well, it's a kill, but Soren had better dodge everything else this turn. They've got like 20s to hit him under true hit, which is kind of low, but he could still potentially get hit by one thing. Please dodge, Soren. The Silver Lances are a little more accurate than the Spears. Please dodge. Good. Yeah, Thunder Magic, I'll be talking at length about how badly Thunder Magic got nerfed in that one. It's kind of, well, I mean, mages in general suck in Radiant Dawn, but they made Thunder Magic suck a lot. Like, do they really think it was... I mean, it was pretty powerful in this game. Not a lot of mages had enough strength to use it without speed penalties, but its high crit rate combined with high power, and, like, let's be honest, its low accuracy wasn't that big a deal, because most mages have great skill anyway. Radiant Dawn made it the weakest of all of the animatomes, but still kept its okay crit rates, but it was still not really worth it. And they just made the caps on mages incredibly bad. And also gave them really bad speed growth for the most part as well. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I should talk, like, I'll talk at length about why. Yeah, at the moment I'm kind of dreading, I may need to practice recording the first part of Radiant Dawn a few times, because I'm going to have to talk about a lot in Micaiah's bio, because of one, how bios have changed since Path of Radiance, and two, yeah, that's that other set of ravens I was talking about, and two, currently sitting on 29 kills, by the way, and two, just... There's a lot to go on with about Micaiah. She has a unique skill that only she can use that has a very, not to be redundant, unique way of working. And also, she has 3 promotions, well, 2 promotions technically, and all of them are forced by the story. So I need to talk about exactly when she promotes and how that affects things, and... She also has a few unique properties regarding certain bosses in the final chapter not attempting to fight back against her. And the fact that she's a magic lord in a game where magic sucks, and then there's her actual stats. So, like I said, a lot to talk about with Micaiah, and then I also have to do Edward and Leonardo's bios as well in that part. Also, yeah, all of these Wyvern Riders down here have spears. I could go for Hautclair here and hope for criticals. I guess I will do that for now. Only 12 enemies currently on the map. And I think I'll actually just have Nephany go around here, because she's not really going to be doing anyone any favors with how she's not killing stuff. You, though, are going to Physic Soren. Is Jill... Okay, good, she's healed. Yeah, I know the Hawk Claire is not a 1-2 range axe, but I was kind of running out of things to name forwards weapons. Okay, Jill might need to dodge a few times, just saying. Yeah, annoyingly, male Wyvern Riders cap defense at 29 and females cap defense at 27, so Jill is at a little bit of a disadvantage here compared to, say, Har, but then again, Har's not likely to be reaching his caps in many of his stats in this game. In this game! More Radiant Dawn foreshadowing. Thankfully, this will be one of the last times we get to see how, the terrible-looking Wyvern Riders of this game. They look a lot better in Radiant Dawn. And yeah, hopefully all of you will get lured into Naesala and just die. Yeah, as for, like, I was talking about T-Bum before, but as for what Ifka will do in this chapter if you have him, he is landlocked, which is a bit of a problem. But also, I mean, his speed is decent enough to double a lot of things, and he'll probably kill most of the Ravens thanks to his high strength, but he's probably good against the Wyvern Lords too. He'll double most of them. Actually, he'll double all of them because their speeds are like around 17. Yeah, the stats of enemies here are pretty competent. Okay, let's go for one of the more healthy Wyvern Lords with Jill here. Because the weakened Wyvern Lords are likely to suicide in the enemy phase. Also, did I forget to increment the counter when Naesala killed that one Raven? I'll increment it again just to be sure. So I believe at the end of this turn there'll be some reinforcements spawning from there and from there, so I'll need to keep an eye on that. She'll probably be able to take most of these guys. And she will switch straight to a Tomahawk after Hawk Claire breaks, so I think for now putting her there might not be a bad idea, but maybe let's have a few of them attack Soren. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that either, because then if nope, I said it wrong. Indignation somehow breaks, then let's break the legendary staff. Just for the heck of it. But yeah, if that breaks, then he'll be equipping bolting, which is not going to be good. But anyway, it's said that the AI behavior is a little bit different in the Japanese version as compared to the English version. I wonder if the Japanese version has better AI overall. Because the AI on the enemies here seems pretty smart. They usually will go for whoever does the least damage to them. Notice a preemptive kill count here. Yep, definitely dead. Oh, you know, sorry I stopped talking. I just had the weirdest flashback. I was remembering, like, one time that I was playing this chapter, I think I had a dream about a defend map that was like this, but it was like Wildheart's chapter in Awakening, the one with the rain, and there was a tower that you had to defend. It was weird. I don't have Fire Emblem dreams very often, but I have had some. But anyway, yeah, there weren't any specifics on how the AI is different in the English version as compared to the Japanese version, so I'd like to see just a full list of it. Jill showing off there. Not that she really needs to, because she's great. I think I'm doing a lot better on kills than I was last time as well, so glad for that. Yeah, last time I made a really stupid mistake. I had Ike use a Brave Sword because it gave him a better chance of getting Ether against one of the Wyvern Lords. And as it turned out, I forgot to re-equip Ragnall the next turn, so I had him in range of all of the Wyvern Lords who had spears, and he had the Brave Sword equipped. So a ton of Wyvern Lords didn't die on the enemy phase, which was embarrassing. Not making that same mistake this time. But yeah, all of these Ravens are going to die to Naesala, so that's like 6 free kills. 5. Forget exactly how many Ravens there were here. Okay, gotta remember, I need Jill to be in a position where, because she needs to fly over to where the massive bunch of Ravens spawns, and then she needs to equip the Brave Axe, because that's the only way she'll double most of them. She only needs 2 hits to kill the Ravens. The annoying thing is that the Brave Axe's accuracy isn't the best, so she does miss them sometimes, and often she doesn't have enough speed to double, so she only gets 2 shots with the Brave Axe. So she needs to hit both of them, is what I'm saying. Okay, the counter just hit 40, but I could be wrong. That means 15 kills left, which seems like a lot, but a massive ton of crows spawns in the last few turns. Unnecessary crit there. Now at 41. And this will be 42. Which is not the meaning of life, but rather the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. And the real point of that series was working out what the question is. Okay, we have these guys spawning now, and most of them only have spears. Like I said, I need Jill to be over there. I can probably... In fact, I think I need to physic Jill now, because I don't have the Ashura Staff anymore. Breaking it just for show last time was probably not a good idea. And right, you'll stay there. I don't have a lot of 1 to 2 range attacks left. But I suppose I could break that now. I'm glad I didn't crit there, because critting might have been bad. Also glad that you didn't hit there, because you hitting would have been bad. Possibly. Okay, so Jill will handle these guys. Meanwhile, I don't think Soren can get over there. Maybe I made a mistake. Or did I? Okay, I need to do this right. So if Soren goes there, I think I can do this. Nephany shoves him up 1. And then Ike shoves him up again, and now he's still in support range of Ike. And meanwhile, Naesala will hang around here. Okay. He has to not get in range of that, because that's the one of them who can attack Soren, but as long as he doesn't, he can go a little further forward, because I need him to get as far forward as possible to kill those crows next turn. Really hope I was right about the one who can attack Soren. Yes, I was. Good. So that will be preemptively 44, because there's no way you're surviving this. Nope, definitely no way you're surviving this. The real question is, how's Jill going to do against the others? Because I feel like they're not going to die here. But if I can set them up so they die on the enemy... Oh, no, but I can't do that, because I'll have to equip the Brave Axe to kill the crows. Okay, I'm hoping for lots of adepts then. Well, didn't get one of them. But I am almost at 45, and that will mean I only need 10 kills. Which means Jill might have to get lucky against the crows. Okay, that's one adept, but that's not going to be enough. Because adept attacks cannot themselves trigger adept attacks. I'm, definitely sure about that. It's like one of those abilities in a lot of tabletop games where it's like, if this attack hits, roll another attack, but these further attacks cannot generate further attacks. Although I know there was something that had like an endless ability like that just kept rolling further attacks every time you hit. It's pretty funny. So yeah, a massive horde of crows appears on the last turn. So 7 crows there, and another 7 here. And that's the problem, because I need pretty much all 7 of these crows to attack Jill and die. And, oh, that's not a good hit rate at all. Yeah. But I can pick off one Wyvern Lord, although before I do that... I'll Physic Jill. Okay, I could do it this time, but I might need to get lucky with Jill here. Because I need 11 more kills, including the one that's about to happen now. Well, actually, no, I need 10 more kills. Okay, 10 more. But again, my counting could be totally off as well. And some of you might not be able to... Okay, Lowest Crow. Can Naesala get into range of Lowest Crow? Yes, he can. It's about now that I really wish Naesala had Kanto, though. Actually, wait, no. Naesala can go down here, although it's against a Wyvern Lord that I probably would be killing anyway. But I'm pretty sure that there is going to be in range of all the crows. And I do want to make sure that they all attack Naesala, because that way they're guaranteed to die. And I need them to be guaranteed to die. And nice crit there. I was really hoping you'd do that. That's a very nice crit. Okay, so crows, good. So I just need these Wyvern Lords to get attacked by Soren. He could go there, but that means... 1 crow attacks Soren if he goes there, and it's got 23 speed, so Soren doubles it. That's fine. Or Soren could go there and not risk that. That might be a good idea. Now, I'm not wanting to speak too soon, but if I should have moved Ike first because of the support. That's bad because this could easily hit. Okay, good. 47 now. And do I even need Ike to be in support range? I don't think I need Ike to be in support range. Oh, okay, yeah, you are in attack range of Naesala. That's good. Yeah, because if Soren's only getting attacked by 1 Wyvern Lord, he's totally fine not being in support range of Ike. Okay, so now it all just comes down to hoping that Jill gets enough kills with her Brave Axe. One of you attacked in melee, that's surprising. I really want this to happen because I've never AAA ranked this map before. So this will be a first for me if this happens. Oh, right, of course you do that. Well, that's 1 kill that got away from me this turn. But I'm sitting at 48. I need exactly 8. And there are 7 crows on either side, so Jill needs to kill at least 1 of them. Which should definitely happen. Because the rest are all dying to Naesala regardless. Like, absolutely guaranteed dying to Naesala. Unless they somehow have enough speed to make him miss, but I doubt it. Oh, I really want to get this, because this is, in my opinion, one of the hardest trial maps to get a AAA rank on, like I said. Even though you're guaranteed an A rank in Tactics. Now, if only that was the case for certain maps on Hector Hard Mode that had, yeah. For those who don't know, it's actually not just Hector Hard Mode, it's also Hector Normal Mode. It's Hector Mode in general, but all of the Hector exclusive chapters in Fire Emblem 7, they forgot to program ranking requirements for them. So every single turn you spend in a Hector exclusive chapter counts against your ranking, which is really frustrating if you're going for a ranked run. Which I've never done before, but it sounds incredibly frustrating to have to deal with. So the only way to stop it is just to end those chapters as quickly as possible, and a few of them are defend maps. Or at least one of them is a defend map. I know Talon's Alight is a defend map, which, you know, Naesala, Talons, kind of fits. In fact, fun fact, seeing as I might do Blazing Sword someday, don't expect a ranked run at all, and don't expect me to do Hector hard mode. I'll probably do Hector normal, because I like Hector normal, well, more than Hector hard, because I don't really find Hector hard all that fun. But no, I like Hector mode a lot more than Eliwood mode, and it has a few exclusive chapters, and I like Hector as a character more than Eliwood. And also, the main reason why I will be doing Hector mode is because, to be honest, the main reason why I wanted to do FE7 to begin with, I am a really, really big Hector and Lyn shipper, and I've never actually seen the final chapter exclusive Hector and Lyn A support conversation before. I've got them to an A in all of my playthroughs, but I didn't realize that there's this big talk chain you can do in the final chapter if they have an A that involves, I think it's like, Eliwood talks to Lyn, Oswin talks to Hector, Hector talks to Eliwood, and then Hector talks to Lyn if they have an A support, and if it's all done right, there's a really nice conversation that they have that actually pertains to spoilers, so I won't say exactly what it goes into. Now, my counter is currently sitting at 55, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so Jill, please kill a few things to guarantee pushing me over. But yeah, the main reason why I would be doing a playthrough of FE7 would be to actually show some of those optional Hector and Lyn conversations, because I've also never got their A support conversation in the Shopping Spree chapter, only because I would never have suspected it was the Shopping Spree chapter that gives that conversation, and that's the only way that you hear, is it Respite in Battle, the name of the song? It's a song that only plays for that one conversation, that's a very hard conversation to unlock, and it's a remix of a song from FE4. It's not like the secret Eliwood and Ninian music, which is very easy to hear. You will always hear that, provided you get those two up to an A support, I'll just say. If they're A supported, no way you won't hear that, because it plays in a mandatory story event. But the Hector and Lyn A support song is a bit harder to hear. There are some very obscure songs in some of the GBA games. Okay, right now we're starting to approach 60 kills. I really hope I've been counting right. But anyway, like I was saying, but if I do ever do that game... Yeah, so the thing that I was going to mention is that the name of the chapter, Talon's Alight, because it will be a long time before I get to that game, only makes sense in the Japanese version, because they completely botched Yuban's title in the English version. They called him the Hurricane, which is actually Legold's title, so I should have realized that, and his actual title is Fierce Eagle, which makes the chapter name make a lot more sense. It's also like how Linus is referred to as either the Mad Dog or the Rabid Hound, which are both legitimate translations, but I think they've settled on Mad Dog now pretty consistently. Okay, please tell me about the AAA rank. Yes! First time I have ever AAA'd that chapter. So, glad that I did that. If my phone kill counter is accurate, I have 62, which is well above the 55 you need. But yeah, basically, you want to stock a powerful flyer with a lot of 1 to 2 range weapons, and you also need to remember to let 1 to 2 range enemies attack characters like Soren, who are guaranteed to one-round them. If you've got multiple mages, this map's a lot easier, because you can lure all the Wyvern Lords into going for them. Probably want supports on them though, seeing as if the mages get hit twice, they'll probably die. Anyway, I'm rambling a bit. That is Lonely Isle finished, and I will see you next time for what is meant to be the hardest trial map, but in my opinion is actually kind of fun.